Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. We're once again going into Royal versus Rich on Dominator. Now, I do want to mention the previous two games we saw were played right in a row on the ladder. This one a couple days later. So just putting that out there. People have asked, like, what are the ages of the games that I'm showing? In general, this is just like a general guide for you guys. So most of the games that are cast on this channel have been played that week, the week that the game is released. It can go up to 2 weeks old, but almost never beyond that. It's very rare for a game to get that old, but that would be specifically like if I'm traveling, like if travel is coming up, then I might have to do an extra week of recordings or something just so there's a release every day. So that's pretty much the only time you're going to see anything that old. So, like, you know, that's the general time frame. Everything is very recent. That's the way that I like to watch. You know, the thing is, all the games are evergreen. Like, you can go back and kind of learn from anything because we haven't had a patch since the year 2000. So the information you're watching of units attacking each other and stuff, it's all exactly the same. But obviously, different metagames, especially if you go back in time, different skill levels and things like that. But for me, as someone who loves StarCraft, loves modern StarCraft the most, and is a super, super active player, I want to watch very recent games. So that you're going to see that all the time. In fact, sometimes I'll have a replay that looks really interesting that I want to cast, but it'll be like a little bit older. It'll be like approaching 2 weeks old. I'll just skip it, and I'll just go find something new. But yeah, anyways, just a little side note on that in case people were wondering. I did see a couple people ask about that to see if some of these games and the builds they were seeing are like, wow, this is kind of like old looking, isn't it? But no. People are trying out different stuff all the time. So anyways, yeah. Thank you for tuning into ArtosisCasts as we see Rich harassing this SCV a little bit on Royal's side. I do appreciate you guys coming by and enjoying the content. Yeah, big thanks to everyone who has subscribed on the Patreon. That's patreon.com/Artosis if you're interested. And a big thanks to you guys, really. Really make it so worthwhile, and I enjoy this channel so much. Seriously. I tell you, I was on vacation very recently, actually. So I definitely had a week banked up for that. But when I got home, I just sat down and started casting games. I was like, damn, I miss it. Let's go. You know, and definitely a lot of fun. So, yeah, taking a look at this. This is a slightly new placement. Most pros on this spot on Dominator in this matchup make the barracks here and the depot in the center. This depot, I could see a problem if factories go into this area where they might have a hard time hooking around the depot. This spawn in general has a lot of problems with it because it's like, okay, well, over here is so far out of the way, and you want to put a bunch of depots up here, and it's like, where do you put the factories? You need a Sim City somewhere in this general area to stop zealots if they come, which obviously this game we can see it's not. It's just a Dragoon opener. Rich is varying his play a lot. So, you know, having depots in the way can be a little bit messy. I've seen a lot of Terrans put factories up here and here. You can try to put them all here. It's a very tricky main. It's a bad shape. It's difficult for unit movement. It's difficult to block arbiters or heavy shuttle usage. It's very cramped as you approach max supply. If you want 9 factories and all your depots and your starport and your armories and your academy in here, it's very, very tight. And in fact, it's not just this matchup. It's like, this is the worst main against Zerg as well. It's very tough. This is the best for a Terran. This spawn is the best by miles. Anyways, just a little side note. And this one is terrible against Arbiter, specifically because that's so up there, and this is super thin here to walk by. But the macro area down here is not too bad. Okay, anyways, enough chitter chatter. Taking a look at these openers. You know, it was just a Dragoon first versus Vulture Expand. He went into a tank quickly. This is really popular to go 4th Marine and Siege Tank here quickly because you have this pizza slice where Protoss doesn't like to attack up too much. Those moments of misground shots are too much for Protoss. Observatory and 2 gates. It's interesting. We haven't seen any 3-gate games out of Rich yet. He's kind of like one of the players that really likes 3-gate Observer. And it actually started to come back a little bit. But I haven't seen it as much anymore again. Second factory into speed. Very, very popular as well. Everyone's digging that quick speed. It'll be very interesting. If you recall, if you watched the cast before this one, if you recall me talking about how this kind of like, what did I call it? It's like, it's the 2 factory afterwards where it's kind of good at everything. You're kind of poking and prodding, laying mines, running speed vultures around. It can be a little bit weaker against carrier play. Now, this here, this might be for Stargates later. This is a great place to put Stargates. It's so hard to get to them. Reaver first, of course, as we see. But he might go into that again. It's like, it seems to be a meta shift, and I'm going to keep really close track of that. Just like the 2 Stargate Corsair, right? We started seeing that a bit. I'm like, I think it's a meta shift, and it definitely has been. We don't know if it'll stick around. You never know when something new meta comes up, if it's going to stick around much. You can oftentimes tell if it won't stick around much. Like, let's say Nexus first is every game, and then you start seeing Terrans go center racks. That won't stick around. As soon as there's a slight adjustment from Protoss, that will disappear 100%. But yeah, anyways, we'll see. I'll keep an eye. All right, a lot of Dragoons up here. You can see his speed is done. Only 2 siege tanks. This right here is 8 goons. So this 1 volley is a tank. You have to be really careful when you have such a small group of siege tanks here. Now, he's going to lay mines really quickly to try to keep the Dragoons from targeting siege tanks. They've got to deal with those mines. Decent micro going back. Tries to pull a goon forward to eat the mine. But the mine actually burrows a little bit slow there, so it doesn't work out for Rich. He picks off 1 tank. No Reaver yet. He's actually flew this up, I think, excuse me, to maybe take some extra shots from the Marines. Oh my gosh, excuse me. But yeah, it looks like Rich micros well enough. Only 1 tank lost. He lost basically all of his Marines and a few vultures, but ended up killing 6 Dragoons, and he saw a shuttle. So overall, if I'm Royal, I think I'm totally okay with this. This feels good because also the 3rd base wasn't taken in this time. And you know that. Like, you kept enough pressure on. He would have taken it by now, but that pressure kind of prevented him. So overall, I would say that was net positive for Royal. Okay, so Royal is getting up to 5 factory now. Looks like he went for that 3rd quickly and the 4th and 5th a little bit slower. It's a little hard to get into 5 factory sometimes with openers like that. A lot of people have been going into just 4 factory lately. It just kind of fits in the build a little bit more. You can see how much later this one is than those 2, right? It's just you don't quite have the money. You've been producing a lot of units. Whereas if you go like factory, armory, factory, you produce far fewer units and can easily add 3 factories on. Okay, Reaver comes in. Gonna clear a mine. Speed finishes up. Just gonna pull out for now. There's no like real rush with this. Once upon a time, way back, when you made a Reaver, you kind of had to get in there and get damage. But nowadays, people are so good at fighting with Reaver against mech that it's not the case. You can just keep it alive and use it throughout the game, especially if you're Snow. Very interested to see. Are we going to see a Citadel go down, or are we going to see Stargates go down? Because it's going to be one or the other very soon here. Based on what the Observer sees, he should go Citadel and 2 more factories. Hey, Citadel. Look at that. Rich makes his first Citadel. There's the Forge as well. Did I say factories? I think I said 2 more factories. It's 2 more gateways, obviously. Is what I meant. We'll see if he does that, though. Right now, he is producing out of the Robo, and he is producing out of 6 gates. So that's pretty good. But realistically here, when you're up against something like this, 8 gates, it's really been kind of solved. Like, it's pretty straightforward. It's like, yes, you want 8 gates here. Ooh, pretty good Scarab there. Okay, ends up getting the shuttle. Actually, this ends up being a little bit better for Royal, I think. Oh, 3 more goons coming up. He actually might pick another tank or 2 off of that. Oh, no, for Royal. That was almost Royal favored. And I think at the end there, Rich made it much closer to even, getting a couple more tanks than what I think myself and Royal both thought was going to occur. Still sitting on 6 gate, and just now he's deciding to add the 2 more. I definitely do think he should have added those a little bit quicker, but that's okay. I think he's still fine here. He's got the Observer. He's stopping the mines from wrecking him. He's got high ground here, so this is not an issue. He'll kill these 3 tanks. This was way too far forward for Royal. If he wanted to do this move, it should have been there. Oh my god, he GG's. Well, that was a blunder right there, okay? This game did not need to be over, I don't think. Let's just jump back and see. Maybe I missed something. It's like, okay, he did this move. We saw that. I want to look at the counterattack real quick. So see, that was pretty good for Royal, I think. Slowed this base down, like I said. Going 5 factory. Rich sees this. He's getting shuttle speed already. Let's go up to where this gets cleared. Reaver doesn't do much. Checks a couple sides. Gonna come back around. Okay. So this is the part where Rich turned it around a little bit better. So just by the numbers here, he's up 3 probes, but only up 10 supply. So that's like pretty good for Royal, but don't forget there's 2 Reavers with a speed shuttle. So like there's a lot of micro potential here. Okay, so we already saw this battle, obviously. And this is the part where I'm like, ooh, this is good for Royal because he's got 5 tanks here, 2 more vultures. And against this, like these are already in yellow, so these are both going to die in like 2 shots. Well, I guess this one 3 technically. And then these goons will get cleaned up super fast, but he does have these 3 coming up. So just if you know that these 3 goons are here, maybe you take this a little bit more slowly. So see, clears, and then loses 2 more tanks than he should have, and takes some damage on that one. Okay. And looking at it, see, he's still on 60 workers. He is down in supply. A lot of that supply is being made right now. But he's got 5 factory, academy, good missile turrets. Yeah, I think he left because he sieges tanks in a poor location and lost them too quickly. Because he's coming down and he wants to do something. He even sees those goons. Yeah, this is just completely wrong. Like, if he had stopped here and made a missile turret, Rich can't really come over. If he lays, like, 2 mines here, sieges those, makes a missile turret, he can't really come over here right now. Like, Rich has the advantage. You can definitely see that supply-wise, but this... I think once you lose those 3 tanks, you have nothing really at home. What are you going to defend with 2 tanks and 2 more on the way against 10-plus goons, more coming out, and a Reaver? Whereas if either of these stay home or they just siege here, yeah, maybe the game becomes really interesting. But so far, this is a 3-0 for Rich. 3-0. And Royal's good TVP. I know he hasn't been doing as well lately, but he's a very good TVP player, so kind of interesting. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time.